up everybody? Welcome to this week's video where we're going to be discussing one of the most gruesome and disgusting cannibals to ever live. Make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a weekly upload. As always, let's get into it. Daniel Rockowitz was born in 1960 on December 24th. Throughout his childhood, Daniel traveled a ton because his father was in the military. During an international trip when Daniel was only 3, unfortunately a major tragedy struck his entire family. Unfortunately, Velma, who was Daniel's mother, was stricken with a heart attack and died right in front of Daniel. To make things even worse, Anthony, who was Daniel's father, immediately remarried only 3 months later to his late wife's sister. The new family eventually settled down in Rockport, Texas, where Anthony's father Daniel eventually got hired on as a sheriff. Unfortunately, the rough nature of Daniel's childhood didn't stop there. When he went on to grow older, him and his father's relationship began to get very rocky and he started suffering from many mental illnesses. Daniel went on to visit many mental health institutes when he was a young teenage boy and at the age of only 14 had shock therapy. Around the age of 14, Daniel also unfortunately picked up drug-using habits and became a drug addict and was kicked out of his father's house. Daniel struggled with the homelessness at such a young age and by the age of 19 moved from Texas to New York. Daniel struggled living on the streets of New York, but after a few years found a large homeless population which he settled down with in Square Park and began selling weed to make ends meet. Through Daniel's line of work, he eventually ran into a woman named Sylvia who he had feelings for and eventually moved in with. Sylvia described Daniel as a man who was erratic and extremely odd, but also compassionate, which made her fall in love with him. Although Daniel was no longer homeless, he often was caught making large meals for the homeless population at Square Park which he used to live with. Unfortunately, you're gonna want to remember this detail. Eventually, Sylvia decided that she wanted to leave the big city, which left Daniel looking for a new roommate. Eventually, Daniel found a new roommate named Monica Burl, who is a Swiss student and dancer. Right off the bat, Monica didn't seem to like Daniel very much, but knew that she could take advantage of his kindness. Daniel was immediately head over heels for Monica and quickly grew enraged at how many men she began bringing home every night. As time went on, Daniel began to grow more and more panicked because the original lease was almost up. When the lease ended, Monica was the only one who could provide a proof of income, leading her to be the new owner of the apartment. Since Monica wasn't very fond of Daniel, she immediately kicked him out of the apartment, making him homeless again. On Saturday, August 19th, Sylvia returned to the apartment where she came to grab a few things that she had originally left. When Sylvia arrived at the apartment, she knocked on the door for a few minutes, but nobody answered. Sylvia remembered that she had a spare key, so she immediately put it in the door and entered the apartment. Upon entering the apartment, Sylvia noticed a foul smell, and when she looked into the kitchen, she noticed a large pot on the stove. Sylvia's curiosity got the best of her, so she decided to walk over to the stove, and when she looked inside the pot, her heart dropped. Inside the pot was Monica's decapitated head. She immediately ran into the bathroom where she found more decapitated parts and then overheard Daniel in the other room. Sylvia decided to confront Daniel and he immediately began admitting to his crimes. Daniel began going around town bragging about the crimes that he had committed and even telling people that he went on to make soup with Monica's deceased body. He told all of the homeless people that he used to stay with in Square Park that he not only ate the soup but fed the soup to them. Due to Daniel's bragging nature, the New York Police Department got wind that he had committed such crimes and immediately arrested Daniel. When Daniel was on trial, one of the jurors said that they believed Daniel didn't mean to kill Monica since he had many mental illnesses that were already there. Daniel did not go to prison and instead will be kept in a mental institution since the judge found that he is not criminally responsible for killing Monica. Instead, the judge found that he is criminally insane, which is what caused him to do it.